Hello, my dear friends. I'm very glad that you've been invited for this conference today, because today is going to be a particularly important conference because you're going to be the first ones to get the proposal from actually from the director of our company. The proposal of a new strategy, the new idea, and the new platform, which can become one of the most important discoveries for you for the very first years. Just now I had a conversation with a very interesting entrepreneur, and he very clearly said that yes, it's an amazing idea, that's an amazing opportunity, that's awesome and wonderful, but somehow still by now it wasn't done by anyone. And I really recommend you just one thing, to listen very carefully. Really, really very carefully. For you to understand how actually important it is. And how much you might be interested in that. And depending on that, we already can have a completely different conversation with you. And if you're listening to our conversation for the very first time, if it's your first time to listen to the presentation of our director, Arkady Sharov, I recommend you to be very, very open-minded. He has incredible ability to explain with the easiest words very complicated things. And you will have incredible opportunity to listen and understand everything, just as it is. Clearly and simply. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to him. Please welcome our president of the company, Arkady Sharov.
Hello, my dear friends. I'm happy to welcome all of you here on our conference, which I hope is going to be very interesting because it's the first time that we are making this presentation. The presentation of our new platform. So let's do like that. First of all, I'm gonna really shortly explain the main point of it, and then step by step we're going to discuss all the details. For today, our company is announcing the creation of the new platform, where every business owner and vendor could present themselves, and every customer is going to have the ability to go and buy any kind of produce. So if, for example, in your city there is any business or any seller who would like to buy their products on this platform, it's going to be made very easily. For example, it's almost the same like Alibaba, eBay, Amazon.com, or any similar thing. It's going to be a platform which is going to consist of a lot of different sellers and buyers and clients. I'm going to tell you what's going to be the main difference of it. And why are we sure it's going to work, and it's going to work very well. Besides everything, we are also adding a network of distributors over here. So any person who is going to become a partner of the company, it will be able to earn money from the attracting of the business. And in the same way, they will have the opportunity to earn money also from attracting the clients and making profit from the sales. Also, on the platform, we are creating such thing as customer units, which we further gonna call CU. And these customer units you'll be able to use anytime for any purchases, and you will be able to do it anytime. You can do it now, you can do it 6 months later, a year later, or 2 years later. The interesting thing about customer units is going to be that the value of them is going to grow. And with every new customer, the value of customer units is going to grow. So if today you're going to enter the platform and you're going to have in your purse 100 euros, which is going to equal 100 customer units, soon enough, these 200 customer units can grow into 200 euros, 300 euros or more. And you will be able to use these customer units inside the platform to make any purchases. And your consumer ability is going to grow as well as your finances. So that was a brief introduction. Now let's talk a bit more about the details. So first of all, let's discuss why this kind of platform, why it's going to work, and what difference it's going to have with all the other equivalents. Of course, you might say that there are already existing many other platforms on the market and that it's not going to work. Trust me, you're not the first person who is telling me so. But trust me, the majority of these people who told me so, after hearing the explanation, they changed their mind. That's why let's start from the most primitive things. So let's listen carefully about what I'm going to say, and I'm going to explain everything. How you will be able to make good money on that. So let's make a new slide and let's talk first of all about the trade. About the trade history and how it was developing. Long time ago, everything looked pretty much like that. The client was coming to a shop, any kind of shop, big, small, and the owner of the shop went to China, United States, France, Italy, Germany, England, or Japan to make any kind of contracts there. And from different countries of the world, different products were imported in that country. And the clients in your country, in your city, were going to the shop and they were buying these products. Because you wouldn't go for these products to another country if you can buy it even close next to you. You don't have to go to Italy to buy wine, or you don't have to go to France to buy silk. And for entrepreneur, it was pretty much everything clear and easy. And how the system worked. On the next slide, we can see how the system, step by step, evolved. And from the seller to the client, the product went over in this kind of way. Many people who were involved into network marketing in the early 90s, I'm sure how you remember how all of us explained this slide. And all the money was pretty much in the area of the red line. And all the finances were over there. The next step of evaluation is explained on the next slide. That was the moment when distributors appeared. And I'm not talking just about network marketing. I'm talking in general even about the network shops and network supermarkets, which are being opened in different cities and countries under the same brand. Also, I'm talking about the products of the luxury class, like Louis Vuitton, for instance, which has the net of the shops all around the world. Step by step, distributors took most of the finances on themselves. But still, all the main turnover was kept in the same place. But distributors' network was more comfortable. And on the next slide, we can see that it was comfortable and it saved some more money. It also excluded the mediators. And most of finances moved over there. Somewhere around 5-6 years ago, I'm sure all of us heard a lot of stories when people became distributors of some certain companies or network marketing or of the companies of network marketing. And these people were the ones who made a lot of money. Because to be honest, the financial model was much more comfortable. So these wholesalers in different countries started to close one by one. And most of the money went into distributors' network. On the next slide, we can see that the internet appeared. I mean, it was even before, but step by step started to develop the trade in internet. And most people started to take part in online shopping. Even now here, I'm sure there are a lot of people who remember the end of 90s. It was just recently when the online shopping was just at its start. And many things were unclear how exactly you can buy through the internet and what was that, but still it started to develop. And on the next slide, we can see that for today, the majority of all the trade is going through internet. I think that you've noticed that even the classical system of promoting the products from the seller to the client and the distributor system, when you have official distributors of some companies, in the last year, their business went a bit down. And the volume of it started to drop. In some countries, these numbers are huge. And all the business is moving more and more into the internet. all the people from Europe are going to confirm that even it's so much easier even to buy the groceries in the internet. You're getting used to buying internet and you feel yourself good. And so we can see that the huge volume of all the trade has moved into internet. You don't have to be surprised that those old distributors stopped earning money. And you don't have to be surprised that business is barely getting any profit, because all the money has gone into online trading. And on the next slide, we can see this funny picture, which shows that pretty much every single person sitting at home next to his computer very easily can buy all kind of products from all around the world. And here we can see that all these kind of platforms appear: Taobao, eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, and person is ordering from the internet all kind of products. Of course, there are some kind of problems next to it, but we're not going to discuss them. And business has pretty much nothing to do, because the person is almost directly getting in touch almost with the producer of the products. Next slide is showing what exactly have we to offer. We are offering to distributors to move into this segment, to stop overstraining in the segment where they are overstraining already by now, and move into the segment where all the money for today is based. Next slide is asking us a question. Are there many people buying products on online platforms? Lately, I talked with a person who told me that this market is already taken and it's already a lot of people doing things there. And I just asked him a question. From 1,000 of people, how many actually people are buying on these platforms? He told me half. I said, okay, from 100 people. He said, well, I don't know, from 100 people, probably 30, 40 people. And I told him, okay, so open your phone and take the surnames of the first 10 of your closest friends and ask them a question if they are buying on their online platforms. And he said, well, from 10 of my friends, maybe 1 or 2 is doing that. So when we are thinking about the online trading, we think that this market has been already taken by all the world already, and we have nothing left to do there. But when we are opening our contacts and asking ourselves a question, how many people from actually our friends is doing so, we understand that from 10 of our closest friends, it's going to be maybe 1, 2, or 3. And if we're going to ask a second question, which percentage of their whole monthly spending are they spending in the internet? Starting from the groceries, clothing, makeup products, paying some of their bills and all that. And from here, we're going to see that even from 10 people, those 3, 4, or maximum 5, we will understand that from their monthly spending, they're spending maybe 5-10% and not more. And at that point, we understand that this market is actually not taken. A huge turnovers are being made over there. That very Alibaba has made around $1 trillion in the last year. Sorry, not trillion, but 500 milliards of dollars of turnover. Think for one moment. What a fantastic number that is. If the whole budget of some European country is 3-5 milliards, and here the Alibaba platform is doing 500. So what are we offering? So let's have a look. There's a vendor, there's a client, and there's a platform. The vendor is handling the product over to the client. The client is paying the vendor. The product is being exchanged for the money. And everything is legal. The platform is doing one simple thing. It is connecting vendor with the client. And basically they're doing the thing which they were doing before without the platform, but platform is giving the vendor the opportunity to find even more clients. And for the client is the opportunity to find more products and vendors. And also the better prices. Here we made the picture clearer on the next slide. Here is a distributor is appearing. How does the distributor make the money? Distributor talks with the vendor. The vendor asks distributor why exactly should he be on that platform and what is going to make for him, and distributor explains him all the information. And he explains him what a huge number of other sellers and businesses are not actually selling their things on the platform. Just for one simple reason. Because nobody has came to them and explained everything. Because the advertisement is not going to work in that case. You have to come and explain in 2-3 simple phrases why exactly should he sell his products over there and why it's going to be beneficial for him. And if the vendor has come into the platform, you can see with the green line, the distributor has earned the money according to your marketing plan. If the distributor has talked with the client and proposed him to actually join the platform and start shopping there. And when the client has entered the platform, in the same way, distributor is getting paid according to the marketing plan. Everything is pretty easy. Next slide. We were talking with you about the customer units, if you have remembered. So look which kind of situation we have over here. When the distributor has come to you and said that there exists this kind of platform, as many of you has joined today, all of us are customers and consumers. All of us consume. All of us consumed and are going to consume in the future. We even want to earn the money in order to consume more. I'm sure all of you have some dream or desire. Someone wants to buy a new iPhone, someone wants to buy a new watch, someone wants to go for a holiday or whatnot. And we plan our purchases. I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's a normal thing when a person wants to buy something. I think it's a normal thing when a person has desire to live better. So let's have a look. A small nuance is taking place here. When you are entering the platform, you're registering. You're making an advanced payment. As a consumer, you understand that you are going to consume. And some part of the money you're putting as an advanced payment of your purchases. A very important point that this advanced payment, being inside the system, it turns itself into the customer units, which we call shortly CU. And these CUs are in your online purse. So in fact, it's like already paid purchase. You just haven't decided on what you're gonna spend it. You can't return it. It's not like an investment or investment program. So everything is pretty easy. There are these CUs, and these CUs you're using to make the purchases inside the platform. For today, the value of one customer unit equals the value of €1. And it's going to be so until the end of December. So until the end of December, the value of customer units is fixed. It is held by the company. In January, the company won't be holding the rate of it any longer. And from what does the rate depend from? It's going to depend from each new customer who is entering the company. So if, for example, there's a new customer entering the company, the value of customer unit is going to grow. It means that if a person is coming and is making the advance payment for €1,000 and is making it on some certain rate, for example, 1-to-1, he knows exactly that after the time his purchase has been formed, the rate of customer unit is going to grow and the customer unit is going to cost more. So, for example, if a person is selling the shoes for $100, it means that 70% the seller wants to get in form of money, of dollars, and 30% he wants to receive in customer units. That means the very simple thing. That means that you're going to pay to the vendor 70%, like $70 in form of money, and 30% are going to be written off according to the rate of customer units. So if today you have the customer units and tomorrow you have there appear the shoes on the market, on the sale, so that means for 30 customer units you're going to give 30 CUs or $30 because the vendor wants to get 30% of the price in customer units. But since the rate of customer units is growing, after some time, one customer unit is going to cost 30 euros. And when you will be going to buy shoes, but 70% you paid in real money and 30% and $30 you changed into one customer unit. You can ask me a question, why the price is going to grow? Look at the graphic. Everything is pretty easy. The more clients there are, the higher does the rate grow. From the downside, you see the customer units and the growth of the clients. The more clients there are, the higher the price of CU is, and your consumer ability is growing. And what does it mean? It means one very simple. On the next slide, we can see that for today, 100 CUs equals 100 euros. Starting from January on, every single customer is going to add value to customer units. So your 100 CUs are going to cost 200 euros, 300, 500, and 1,000 euros. It is important to understand that is not a cryptocurrency. With a cryptocurrency, there is a problem. There are two answers which can't be answered. First is by what is it assured or secured, and why is it growing? In our case, the customer units are secured by the products on the platform. And do you understand that for today, if you want to buy products for 100 euros, you buy for 100 euros. But also these 100 CUs can grow and can equal to 200, 300, and 500 or even more. So that's the concept of it, where your consumer value is where your consumer ability is growing. And that is secured by the products and goods on the platform. The next slide pretty much explains it easily that every new customer is adding value to customer units. The more clients there are, the higher the rate of customer units is. If we have to talk about the concept, someone may ask the question, why do you think you're going to succeed? Our company is 9 years old, and our last project, which is called Easy Life, in 2013, 2014, and 2015, so basically in 3 years, has made the turnover of almost 80 million of euros. During this short time, we created by ourselves more than 100 of classical products, such as cosmetics, household products, cocktails, soups, porridges, dietitianal supplements, functional supplements, products for kids, for women, for men, and even the lingerie. So all in all, a lot of products. At the same time, we have opened 86 warehouses from Kaliningrad to Sakhalin. We opened 256 offices, and all the systems have been working successfully. When in 2014 the crisis has happened, we analyzed the situation, and in 2015 we realized that we have to move into another direction. So all this logistics has been done already, and it's ready to work. In any of the back office, you can check yourself. You can put 1 product, 100 products, 1,000 products, 2,000 products. It really doesn't matter how much. For us, it doesn't matter. When client is entering and registering himself, he is choosing some product, and he can get as much value of how much he needs. Besides, we have created the constructor of mobile application. If for today, to create a mobile application for your business costs around 10,000 euros, 8,000 euros or 7, it is possible to buy our mobile application for 300 euros for the full online shop. So in the last 6 months, we have created more than 100 different different mobile applications in different countries and different cities. So you have to understand that technically we are ready for everything. What we have to do in the near future is just to do some amendments. And with this platform, you can tell me that, all right, technically we understand everything. So the question, from where are you going to get the clients? I can tell you that for today, in our platform is more than 55,000 of people who are going to have their own customer units on their hands. More than 55,000 distributors. Besides, it's not just the regular people. These are professional distributors and whose job it is. And they have in their purse for today 1,000, 10, 20,000 of these customer units, which he, due to his marketing plan, can turn into real money. Besides, we've given our distributors an opportunity to go and work in some other companies. We didn't punish them for that. And for today, believe me, these are the people who are going to come back and take much more people with them, along with them, who also are going to be professional distributors. So ask yourself a question. 55,000 of people. Even if just every 10th is going to attract at least one client, and every 10th is going to attract by one business, earning money on that. The question is, what's going to start to happening with this program? And for today, for you, everything is very easy. 1 CU equals €1. And in January, we will not hold the rate anymore. And that is going to mean that this whole bunch of distributors attracted one person, the rate has grown. Attracted one more person, the rate has grown even more. So in this way, your €100 might turn into 200, 300, 500, 1,000, almost like cryptocurrency. The only difference is, in that case, it is secured by the real products. And it's your deferred consuming. At any moment, you can buy anything for CU. Besides, for you to understand, the prices on the platform are going to be this way, that even for 100% of CUs, you're going to be able to buy products. What that means, the first one product is 80 for 20. Next one is 60 for 40. Third one is going to be 50-50. 40 for 60. Meaning that 60% are coming from CU. And even 10 for 90, where 90 is our customer units. And these are going to be the products which you're using anyways. You can ask me a question. Why business is going to do so? I'm going to explain to you. Have a look. Imagine you're buying a sports shoes, and one seller is selling them with a ratio of 70 for 30, and the second with a ratio of 60 for 40. The price is the same, €100. But one seller wants to get from you €70 and 30 customer units, but the second seller wants to get from you €60 and 40 customer units. And your customer units have grown. You might have bought for €1,000, but your today's equivalent of customer units is €10,000. Of course you're going to save them, because they're growing. Why you would just spend them without no reason? So there are a lot of sellers who are going to provide you a beneficial deal. Besides, there are hundreds of different products which company has done itself. Everyone has a toothpaste, a toothbrush, shampoo, a lot of household products which you're buying, washing clothes, and etc., etc. A huge amount of products which you're consuming. If you're going to count the approximate amount of which you're spending on all that, you're going to be shocked. So all these products we're gonna also put for sale on this platform. And in the same way, people will be able to buy it for their customer units. So for this very first step, we're talking about the pre-start, the current platform. And I'm repeating myself once again that technically it's fully ready. We still haven't done the proper design or some special announcement for one reason. We didn't want our competitors to intervene and see everything. Because before, we used to be a great source of nutrition for our competitors. And many of our competitors took a lot of our ideas. That's why we are in the area where it's going to be very, very hard to compete with us. So that's why we're talking about the pre-start of the platform. Remember that until the end of December, €1 equals 1 customer unit. And from the beginning of the January, we're not going to hold the rate of the customer unit any longer. And the customer unit is going to grow. The only thing which has been left unsaid is the marketing plan. The marketing plan is very easy, very simple. From every purchase which has been done in your first line, you are getting 30% immediately directly on your hands in cash. And all the rest of the money is going to be sent to the company. So if the person has entered with €1,000, 300 euros you can take for yourself immediately. And the 700 goes to the company. And 700 euros are in the system at 700 points. And around 45% of the turnover is going to be paid as a reward. The marketing plan is very simple. It is very classical and legal. It is accredited. It is acknowledged in all the countries. But it's important to understand a very simple thing with that. Imagine that our number one paycheck of one person has reached of 349,000 euros per month. That was an ultimate number one paycheck it was number one paycheck for the post-Soviet Union countries. And in that time, it was number one paycheck in the world. So that is for you to understand how profitable this marketing plan actually is. It's not the binary, it's pretty much classical marketing plan. You can invite 5, 10, 20 people into your first line, it's your own choice. But from every order made inside your network, you're gonna get commissions. But of course, there are many things which you have to pay more attention in this marketing plan. So now let's try to unite all this information together in order to understand what's going on. First of all, it is a trading platform similar to eBay, Amazon, or AliExpress. So this trading platform, it is very interesting for the entrepreneurs. You can ask why wouldn't he go, and you can ask me why the entrepreneur wouldn't go to AliExpress, for example. Because over there he will get lost. He will get lost there with another 100,000 of other sellers. It is interesting for the client, and why? Because client has his own customer units over there which are going to grow. And he can make an order for 1,000 euros today, but these 100 euros today are going to grow, and the rate of them is going to grow as well. So in 6 months, in 1 year, it's going to be not 1,000 euros, but equivalent of 10,000 euros. And that's why the clients are going to be interested in that. And why would be the distributors interested? Because while attracting the producers or the sellers, they are going to earn money. Attracting clients and explaining them that their consumer ability is going to grow, he's also going to earn money. So now try to unite all this information together. And add here the marketing plan with a bonus of 30% for the first line. And the 30% you're going to get immediately once you find a person and the person enters the company. So this project, from today we are making alive. Also, I would like to tell you immediately, I would like to examine you this subject very carefully and thoroughly. Because maybe today, because it's a webinar and we are pretty much limited in time, it all sounds a little bit chaotic. But I really want you to examine this carefully and thoroughly. Because this new platform, which unites end producers and clients, and also there is a distributor who is attracting them both. And we already have more than 55,000 of these distributors who already have their own customer units. And they have commercial interests. 55,000 people all around the world to promote this system. Of course, there are even more people, but I'm just talking about those who already, for today, have their own customer units. I'm sure that already on the next conferences, the number is going to be around 200,000 people. And I don't think any other trading platform has that or by now, who would have all this combination which I just told you about. They don't have the distributors who would come to the middle-sized business and explain why exactly they have to join this platform. They don't have distributors who would explain to the clients why they need to join to enter the platform and why is it beneficial for them. And not even one platform is going to give you customer units which would further grow more and more, where you can make an advanced payment today, but tomorrow your 100, 500 euros or 1,000 euros, they will cost inside the platform 500, 1,000, 2, 5 or more. They can grow into 3, 4, 5 times. It is important to understand that if you combine all these things and add to it also a very simple, effective marketing plan, where it's legal, honest, where is it really clear that the company from 100% of turnover is giving to the distributors 65%. And every single person can count it. And it is very easy to see that. Have a look yourself. If the turnover is 1,000 euros, 30% is giving back to you immediately, is left 700 euros. From these 700, 45% according to the marketing plan, plus 5% as a bonus. A bonus money which company is giving to the leaders. And the 65% of the money is given back to the distributors. 35% the company leaves for itself. So here is such thing as this new platform. It's pretty simple. You can see that yesterday we announced that it's going to be the presentation today, and you can have a look how many different cities are joining us today in the presentation. It's a big number of people attending today, and you can see which kind of dynamics it has. So imagine that now, during the whole September, there will be a lot of people who will start making a lot of purchases. And you understand it clearly that if it's not going to be you who's going to make it, it's going to be another people who are going to make it work. And what is going to happen next? In December, the rate is going to be up. For example, 100 customer units costs 100 euros. After, it's going to be 110, 120, 130, 150, 170. On which number you're going to break? 200 euros, 500 euros, and 1,000 euros. On which number of 100 customer units you're going to break? Just ask yourself a question. On which point you're going to realize that, hey, I had this opportunity. I could have done this purchase for 1,000 euros to get 1,000 customer units. And for today, this 1,000 customer units would equal 2,000 euros. 3, 4, or 5. And I could have used it. Just ask yourself a question on which number is going to be for you. So I don't want to take up more of your time, and I really want to thank you all for your attention. I really hope that maybe due to that presentation, you're going to maybe thought and had a look on that and had a deep examination about it. That's a very interesting subject, so I would like you all to think about it thoroughly. And thank you very much once again.